Hello, this is a tutorial to help you use the interactive maps of the methodology on the burden of health inequity. You should go to the web page of statsilk.com and download the version of StatPlanet for either desktop or cloud or open software. Once you have downloaded the software StatPlanet, then you can copy first and then open the folder that we have provided for you with the information of these maps. Once you are in the folder StatPlanet 1961-2020, you open it up, you will see world map. You open world map and you click on the icon of StatPlanet. Once you open StatPlanet, you will see this one and this one, this menu here of indicators. Here you have the different family of indicators, families of general data, ecological indicators with biocapacity, CO2 emissions, ecological footprint, and criteria of ecologically sustainable countries, economic indicators with the GDP and GNI on constant value and purchasing power parity per capita and the wealth per adult. You will see the health indicators, life expectancy, those for male, for female, healthy life expectancy, the life expectancy gender percentage difference between countries, and the deviation from the world's average. You will also see the countries that are or are not ecologically sustainable in time, economically replicable, healthy, and the combination of all those criteria, selecting those countries which are healthy, replicable, and sustainable. You will find the largest family of maps here with the burden of health inequity measured in life years lost due to global health inequity for male and for female, the net burden of health inequity, the excess number of deaths both in under fives and in total for male, for female, in comparison with the healthy, replicable, and sustainable model, and in comparison with the best sustainable and equitable well-being index. You will also find a more comparable relative burden of health inequity with the same references, sex and age disaggregation. You also find the ethical redistribution, the net ethical redistribution per capita, the ODA flow per capita, and the comparison of the ODA as a percentage of the net ethical redistribution required. And the last group of indicators are those related with the Sustainable and Equitable Well-being Index, with the years lost on others through excess carbon emissions, through excess GDP impact, and the combination of both with the life expectancy and birth, leading to the Sustainable and Equitable Well-being Index. In each of these indicators, let's go at an example with the life expectancy one. You can see the map. You can click on any of the countries or just put the cursor on top of it, and you will see the different indicators for that given year of the same family of indicators: health, life expectancy, male, female, etc. You can do that for every country in the world. You can also go through the time by clicking here, and you will see the time evolution of how the different colors display. These density colors relate to this box, and you can change the box by either clicking here, and you can see either the different gradients or the different levels. You can change the color. You can change you can do it in a diverging color, for instance. You can also choose your own colors. And You can also set here the different levels. Say you want to select countries which are over 80 in health, in life expectancy. You can check it there and everything will be automatically redistributed. As I said, you can either click here to see the overall video of the indicator over time, or you can do it in a more, you can also see the data table, and you can do it in a more year to year, in this case 5-year period to 5-year period, so you can check on the differences. If you can't look at all the countries and see what's happening, you can, for instance, check one country here, say Russia. You can deselect all countries, and here's Russia. You can see what happened to Russia over time and how there was a drop in life expectancy in the 90s after the collapse of the Soviet Union, and how has it slowly picked up again. You can compare with China, for instance, and see what happened with China overtaking Russia around that time. You can compare with the United States and see how it has been having a slightly higher life expectancy all along, and Canada or Spain or others. So let's look at one country like Sierra Leone with a very low life expectancy. The other thing you can do is you can, of course, look at all these maps, but you can also expand the graph of indicators. Look at indicators of any source, for instance, with the barcodes. This is a mistake. Like that. You can look at the different indicators, as I said, by checking on countries in this way. And you can compare indicators. And this is probably the most interesting function. For instance, you can compare what's the correlation between GDP per capita over time with life expectancy. And let's take life expectancy, for instance, in women. And you can also put the indicators with the bubble size on population or GDP or whatever you want. Then you can check through time what has happened. And how countries evolve in both the horizontal axis of GDP and the vertical axis of life expectancy, leaving their trails if you want. If you don't want to show them, you can just do that. You can check also on any country by clicking on it, and then it will show as it goes. So these are the various functions that you can use to explore indicators in your country, indicators that are related to general data taken from World Bank and UN and databases, the ecological indicators from those mentioned, and also from the ecological footprint network, economic indicators, health indicators as well. And we start here using our own algorithms on the gender percentage difference and the relation with the worlds. Also our selection of ecologically sustainable, economically replicable, healthy countries, HRS criteria. And this is totally of our own addition, creation, which are the algorithms that lead us to estimate the net and relative burden of health inequity and the ethical distribution required for a fair world where the right to health measured by health equity would be a reality. And we end up with a sustainable and equitable well-being index also of our own creation. We hope this is useful to you, and you can check on your country, compare with others, and tell us what you think.